Celtic tunes. Have you ever seen a pile of scarves play Final Fantasy music in the middle of the woods? There you go. Yeah, for those of you just joining us, my name is the Lady Victoria. These are my hammers. This is a hammer dulcimer, and we are playing mostly Celtic music. That was To Xanarkin from Final Fantasy X. This is lovely, lovely, fine Scottish weather, so I figure I'll play you some fine Scottish tunes here. I do have a tip basket up here. I got some CDs. Ah, thank you. Excellent, you found it. I've got some CDs in there as well. I've got some Christmas albums and things like that, so if you're interested in that, just let me know.
Christmas!
Christmas! Yes.
Where's those Christmas albums at?
It in the bucket.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a couple of different albums. They're 1 for 20, 3 for 40. So whatever floats your boat. All right, let's see where we're going. Reach half the strings because my jackets are in the way. There's whole parts of it that I can't get to. Let me see if I can reconnoiter here. No way! You did it!
Yeah.
Hey, love. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
For the music.
Oh, you're such a sweetie. Thank you so much. You got me a hot chocolate. Woo! Yay! That's right. Alright, stand by. There's good management here. Like, I'm happy to report that this place is managed well. I work at Renaissance fairs all over the country and travel full-time for a living. So far, this one's got top tier management. It is, right? Yeah, for a second year fair. Like, I mean, and oftentimes the smaller ones are, like, have the affordance of being more kind to you, you know, but, like, I'm impressed, you know, because there's things that could, normally I show up and I bring my own sound system and everything, but they got a whole dang, their stuff is out here getting wet, you know, like, and then this wasn't here this morning, and then I had like a 10:30 set, you know, I was just standing out here because I wasn't gonna play in the rain in particular, and then my next set, I come by and this thing's up, and I'm like, well, perfect, great, I can do, you know, so that's why I'm here now. All the other groups on this stage, went and hid in the school building like sensible folk. But here we are out in the very wet. But y'all Texans are mighty folks, so it's good for it. Alright, this is called the Butterfly. This is a traditional Celtic piece. Oh man, my rear's getting cold. It's a little chilly. Excellent. Let's see here. Hot chocolate break. Alright, where did it go? So I can play some medieval tunes. If you guys really want to stick around, I can play some medieval tunes. I can take you through a little bit of history on that. But don't feel like you gotta keep me company. I'm alright. Oh, super. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I've been playing for about 10 years, a little more than that. Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, interesting thing about the dulcimer, it's not very hard to learn how to play. It's got what's called a very low barrier to entry, which means that you can get like 80% of the way like decent at it very, very quickly, right? Whereas with the fiddle, you know, you're going to be screeching for the first 5 years, right? Alone. Yeah, so it's not, you know, that's very inhospitable. Like for that, it's very hard initially, whereas this is very simple initially, and then that last little bit is very, very difficult, you know. But like, so it's nice. But the hardest thing I'm doing here is actually looking up and playing. So, and I have to tell people that because it doesn't, you know, it's what it is. But that's the hardest part of this. Yeah. That was so nice of him. They don't give this for free. He had to go pay for this his own money. It's just the sound guy, you know. Like I don't know him for nothing. All right. Okay, so we're gonna see. So I've been playing a bunch of Celtic stuff, right? And Celtic music is often actually from like the 1700s, depending. All right, we're gonna scoot back just a tad. We're going to go back to the 1500s. We're gonna play you some English country dances, and then we'll go back a little further than that. So we're gonna play. I think this is attributed to Playford, but I might be incorrect. It's called Gathering Peace Gods. You can kind of hear how it's different from the pieces we played, and then we'll hear how this one's different from the next ones too. Like picture like stately gowns and they're like moving very like gently, you know, like dancing kind of thing. It's totally a good point. There is a medieval Celtic tune from the 100s, 1000s. How do you even say that? Right. From the one. It was in the ones, right? The 100s. That's yeah. Anyway, called Brian's Baroque March. Maybe we'll run that. I can play that. That. All right, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna scoot back. So that was 1500s. We're gonna keep scooting back. We're gonna go to 13th century. We're gonna play 13th century. I'm gonna play you a selection of pieces from the Cantigas de Santa Maria, a grouping of tunes brought to us by King Alphonse Alfazio, the 10th of his name, also known as King Alphonse the Wise. This is one of 400 Cantigas de Santa Maria, and this is number 353. There's words, but I don't know them, and they're in Galician Portuguese, so we're going to leave them where they were. All right, so it's a little different for us, guys. so that was 13th century, right? And so you heard that, and like the way that the parts like moved, and it went from what we would consider like a minor sound to a major sound, and it just kind of kept moving with that. For them, it was a little. They had more paint colors. Like we've got major and minor. If are we music nerds? We must be. Okay, very good. Yeah, we've got major and minor. They had the modes, right? And they had 8 modes they were operating with, as far as I to understand. We're familiar with some of them, but like they're really not a whole lot used anymore. But that's very specifically in a mode, and it moves in a very specific pattern that's mimicked in a lot of the other pieces that are from that grouping. Anyway, I'm gonna play for you now a medieval Scottish tune. This is considered one of the oldest Celtic tunes that is currently written, and it's a little bit hard for me, especially when I'm this close. What can we do? Let's do some music. Where? Yeah, I learned off of YouTube. Yeah. I knew I wanted to play it since I was little, but I couldn't find one. It's very difficult to find. So that was the hardest part, right? Getting a hold of one. Then once I got a hold of it, then I was good to go. You know, but like, you know, I'd be much better if I started out as like a marimba player or even like a drummer or anything like that. I would be like light years ahead of where I am now. But instead, I've learned everything I can on the dulcimer alone, and then now I'm studying with a metronome and studying sheet music and studying. So it's like I'm going like backwards study wise, but I'm forward performance wise, right? You know, so it's like, yeah, it's a juxtaposition there. But you do what you can. You play the violin.
No, I have no talent, but my brother had to teach me for his final because it was a major.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so you've just been around it, so you understand the. Yes, very good. Excellent. Well, thank you for supporting the arts. Hopefully, you have a job that you can someday feed him. Oh man. Like, I feel really bad for marimba players. Those are the people that I really try and get my instrument in front of because they can take it off so well. So like, I'm always trying to like get a hold of it. Alrighty. Are you up next? Are you the caroling?
Yes.
Delightful.
Hi.
Hi.
I think I've got a little bit of time still, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, because I was on at 6:30. You're on at 7:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Well met. Alright. This microphone's live. If you don't see one of the gentlemen, they're a delight, but they ought to be around.
Okay.
Very good. Well, I'm gonna keep playing a few toodles, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Delightful.
The sound is gorgeous.
Oh, excellent. I'm so glad. I'd offer to play a tune with you, but this thing has gone so far out from other folks. Relative to itself, it's currently mostly in tune. It's a little exciting here and there,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
relative to somebody else, it's an entirely different endeavor. Excellent. Well, friends, excellent. Well, hello. My name is the Lady Victoria. These are my hammers. This is a hammered dulcimer. We've got a few more Celtic tunes left for you this evening, and we have some delightful caroling coming up very soon upon the forest stage. Here we go. Yay! Like Christmas caroling or like
ma'am.
medieval caroling? That would be
No,
super.
just Christmas
Just
caroling.
Christmasing? Perfect. Excellent. All good. It's all good. I just recently learned Gaudete. I think it's quite fancy. You've heard it? You've heard it. Here we go. I'll play for you. It's a medieval carol. Thank you so much. My name is the Lady Victoria, and this has been the Lady Victoria Show. Excellent. Well met, friends. Well met. I do have CDs up here. I've got one for 20, 3 for 40. One of them's a Christmas one. Very, very Christmassy. Very Christmassy. Alright, give me a minute and I'll be off. I can't answer any questions you might have about the instrument or anything like that. Gaudete was popularized by Eli Span in the 60s. They did a whole like medieval music revival, right? I don't know. Anyway, it's around. Oh, Caleb's here. Caleb, this is the lovely caroling lady.
Hello.
She's going to be next.
Hello.
This is Caleb. He's the sound guy. He's very
Hi,
nice.
Caleb.
Hi.
Did I work with you last night?
I was
No,
just,
that was Wes. Wes was
Oh,
here
okay.
last night. Yeah.
I just kind of passed through
Ah, gotcha.
and sometimes show up at the right time.
That's always helpful.
I've spent a lot of that today.